Hey everybody, I'm Sam Webb, and this is Shopify Dev Tips. Today, I'm going to talk about how we can take a pre-built theme and set it up within the Workshop workflow so that we can continue to build on this project through that workflow without having to make all of our changes directly in Shopify. So let's get started. Starting off, we've got a theme called Simple. This is a free theme that's developed by Shopify. If I go to Actions and preview it, we'll see what the site looks like. So this is the home page. It just shows some of the products and the collections here on the left. If I were to click one of the products, we go to the product page. So it's a fully built theme, and this is what we'll be using for this video. To start, the first thing we want to do is duplicate the theme. Now, depending on how many files you have, this could take a few minutes, but it should be pretty short for this theme. Once it's done, you'll see it down here in the theme library. The name of the theme was Simple, so it just automatically names a copy of Simple, and then you'll see this just added tag to let you know if you had multiple themes, which one was the one that was recently added. And what I'm going to do is go into Actions and rename this theme to Dev Sam. Right, so this is going to be my development theme. The second thing I want to do is create a private app so that I'm able to connect my code, my local code, to Shopify. I've shown you this in previous videos, but really quickly, you go to Apps. All the way at the bottom, there's Manage Private Apps. We'll click that, click Create Private App. So we'll name it, and then we'll show inactive admin API permissions and scroll all the way down to Themes, add Read and Write. That's the only permission you need for this specific private app, and we'll click Save. Now before we do anything with this, let's hop into the code. I've got my terminal open in a folder called Double Time Deals, which is the name of the store, and what I'm going to do within this folder is run the Workshop command. Now this is assuming you already have Workshop downloaded. What we're going to type here is Workshop, and the subcommand is going to be Advanced Gulp, and we're going to add the option name equals D2D website. If I ls, then we'll see that we have a folder called D2D website, and if I ls DTD website, hit enter, we'll see the files in there. I use VS Code, so I'm going to type code DTD website, and that's going to open up the code for me. The first thing we need to do is run yarn install. Now that we have our dependencies, we want to make sure that we can connect this code to Shopify, and that requires a file called config.yaml. This project comes with a file called setup.config.yaml, seen here, and this is an example file to show you how it's supposed to be laid out. And so what we can do is copy this file. So I run a command cp setup, and then we'll copy that over into a file called config.yaml. And now that we have config.yaml, this is where we'll start adding our details about our store. So we'll grab the store name from here and replace this. We'll grab our password from here, click this clipboard here, and it'll copy it, and we'll paste that in password. And then we need our theme ID. So if I go back to online store and I grab the preview URL, just paste that down here temporarily. Right at the end, there's the theme ID. So copy that and replace this, delete this line, and now our file is set up and we're ready to be able to deploy to the DevSam theme. Now all the things I've done so far are within the normal workflow of if you were setting up a brand new project, but remember we want to use an existing theme. So I've got to go back to the store and we want to download this theme. So download theme file, and it's going to send a zip file to my email. So go through your email, download that file. I've already downloaded mine. It's on my desktop. I'm going to unzip this file and open that up. And I'm also going to open up my D2D website files because now we're about to start moving stuff over. So in terms of development, all work is always done within the source folder. So let's open up the source folder in the DTD files. And if I go into Liquid, you'll see that a lot of the files are the same, right? We've got config, layout, locales, sections, snippets, and templates. The only one that's not in here is assets. And so what we're going to do is we're going to start moving files from one to the other. So I'm going to open config. I'm going to move setting schema.json into config. That's going to replace it. So let's go ahead and replace that. We don't need to move over settings data.json because that file never gets uploaded through the workflow. So we can get out of config. We can go to locale. Copy all of these folders over, replacing the current ones. Same with sections. Copy all the sections over. Snippets and templates. For now, we're going to skip layout. Theme.liquid is the only file where we're actually going to have to look at the code and make decisions about what we're going to keep in each file. So we're going to hold off on that until the end. Now assets. We open assets, and down here we're going to get out of liquid. For now, I'm going to move this one image, banner.jpg, into the images folder, and all the rest of these files I'm going to move into the static folder. Now the last thing we need to do is theme.liquid. So what I'm going to do is within here I'm going to say code and /desktop and open that folder. I'm going to make this one smaller just so that I can tell the difference between the two. And we're going to open up layout and open up theme.liquid. All right, then we're going to go into our code and also open up theme.liquid. So source, liquid, layout, theme.liquid. And there are really two lines in this file that we need to be in the other one. It's going to be this line and this line. Now, I can already see a problem with this. If we look at the files that we moved over, we already have a theme CSS file and a theme JavaScript file. So to prevent confusion, what we're going to do is we're going to rename our file. I'm going to call them DTD, and I'm going to copy these right below that one and do the same with our JavaScript. Put this down here. And I'm going to copy all of this and paste it in here. Now, the final thing we need to do is make sure that those files we changed, we actually produce files with those names. So if we go into the workflow and into the tasks, we're going to go into scripts, theme.js, and we're going to change the output name of this file from theme.js, which is right here, to dtd.js. And we're going to do the same thing in styles, index, right here. Now for our first test, let's run a yarn build. Just so we can see if all the code builds, it built properly. Next step, we want to see if it uploads properly, so let's run yarn deploy. It didn't. What are we missing? So the error we're getting is that we have some duplicates, and it looks like within source we've got duplicate files, right? So we've got giftcard.scss and giftcard.scss.liquid. So what we want to do here is remove one of the files. Now, since this gift card file is empty and it doesn't already have liquid in it, we can get rid of this liquid version. We can do the same with ICO select. So let's see if there's any liquid in here. There's not. Let's get rid of the liquid version. Probably the same thing with the slideshow icon. Yep, no liquid in there. Let's get rid of that. And the last one is theme.scss. We could probably get rid of this liquid version as well. But hop into liquid and into layouts and theme again. Now we'll run yarn deploy again. And this time it uploads with no errors. So if we look at dev sam, we'll see that nothing's changed. All the code is still here. And our final test, we want to run yarn start. And what we want to do here is we want to see if we can actually make live changes to this theme. And let's hop into source. Let's just make the change in theme just to make it easier. And we're going to do an h1 that says hello world. As we see down here, that file uploaded. And if I refresh the page, now we have this h1 up here that says hello world. And that's how you take an already existing theme and convert the code into a workflow that makes it easier to work on. Thank you for watching this video. If you found it helpful, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, and I'll see you next time.